to support the platform just in case anything like this happens again, you can do it by way of PayPal, Patreon, Cash App, and also by the Anchor. And you can also further support the platform by way of going to the Teespring store or the shoe store that is located in the comment section below. Little Rock's police chief has been suspended after he accidentally aimed at and critically injured a woman while aiming at another woman filmed shooting a gun on New Year's Eve. Police Chief Keith Humphrey was put on leave in accordance with the Little Rock Police Department guidelines for officer-involved shootings on set, one day after he critically injured 22-year-old Kalisha Mayo as he tried to take down suspected G-Man Taz Hayes, 29. Dramatic video showed a woman arguing with a man before smashing the window of a car with a phone. A second woman, said to be Hayes, then runs into shot and opens fire, but doesn't hit anyone. Humphrey, who was out on patrol as part of an all-hands-on-deck initiative, is said to have struck Mayo moments later. On New Year's Eve, Little Rock Police Chief Keith Humphrey initiated an all-hands-on-deck approach to patrol just as he's done in the past and required command staff to patrol the city. Little Rock Mayor Frank Scott Jr. tweeted said afternoon. While patrolling, Chief Humphrey saw a disturbance that, unfortunately, led to a vent. Chief Humphrey also fired his weapon at the suspected G-Man, and as is customary practice in an officer-involved shooting, he has been put on administrative leave. This is an unprecedented situation because it involves our chief of police, he added, noting that the Arkansas State Police are now investigating the incident. Humphrey was on patrol around the city on Friday when he saw a fight break out in a gas station parking lot just before 9 p.m. As he got out of his patrol car, authorities say a woman fired her weapon into the group. Humphrey then reportedly fired his weapon at the suspected shooter, 29-year-old Taz Hayes, but missed her, instead hitting bystander Kalisha Mayo, 22. Mayo was then rushed to a Little Rock hospital, where she was listed in critical condition as of Saturday morning. Hayes, meanwhile, fled the scene but was later taken into custody and charged with first-degree battery. The city has now asked the state police to investigate both the initial fight and Humphrey's response in an effort to remain accountable, clear, and transparent, Scott tweeted. This is the problem that I've always had when it dealt with the women in the black community. Now, some people are gonna be like, "Oh, why is it always on the black women? Like we already take enough." Because the main two who, in a sense, are fighting over this guy are the black women. So the responsibility for the actions that are taking place are on the black women. Why? Because they both chose him. And this goes into the whole other aspect of the dating pool and the women that seem to always pick the same guy as another woman in order to be with and to procreate with and yada yada yada. It literally makes no sense. You literally have a Pookie or a Ray Ray, and you have the Sharkeisha or the Marlenisha, whatever you want to sit up there and call it. And they're both going at each other over this dude who has no prospects. He ain't worth nothing. Nothing. The dude's sagging in jeans that's meant for a 13-year-old, and he also got a belt on that look like it's bedazzled. And then you got the two women, one who looks like a dollar store female Super Saiyan, and the other one coming out of the car looking like Master Frieza. And she came out with that death beam, and she fired that death beam quite a few times. It missed the Super Saiyan, but somebody else indiscriminately, got hit. And that was by way of somebody from the Frieza Force, aka the police. He came up, saw what was happening. He was like, "Oh, everybody looks the same. Bow bow, bow bow bow." He decided to deliver the Alec Baldwin of justice onto a bystander that was not even the person that was a part of the argument. That was a part of the situation. Craziness. Craziness. And then on top of that, I think the dude was also potentially black as well. So take that how you want to sit up there and take it. Take it how you want to sit up and take it. Like I said before, this stuff like this needs to stop. I've highlighted this enough times. I've done enough live streams. I've shown off so much content. where you have women of this caliber deciding that this is the best that they can do. This is the best that the world has to offer. Not stating that educated guys are going to want to choose them, because they're not. Because they already know what type of chaos and energy that they bring. They already know how masculine these women are, and they already understand that these women are pretty much just factories. That's just what it is. They're factories putting out broken products because they're broken as well, right? And they decide to hire a broke worker, such as the Pookie or the Ray Ray, to basically facilitate the labor in injecting, certain types of quality material, which really ain't that much of quality. So again, my condolences to the kids, because your parents, they're a piece of work. That's the nice way to, in a sense, put it. Like I said, I feel very much sorry for the kids, and I'm going to feel even sorrier for the community, because the community is going to be the ones to have to deal with the kids and how it is that they're brought up and what it is that they are specifically able to see by way of their parents and the people who are also associated with their parents, which then means that due to that ecosystem and how fragile and fractured and incomplete and broken that is, that means that the children are going to be the exact same way, which means those children are going to grow into broken teens. Those broken teens are going to grow into broken adults, and it's going to continue the exact same circle as what we just saw. Just give it about 15 to 20 years, and they'll be out here doing the exact same thing that their parents are doing. And then that's not even to mention, what it is that their friends are going to be doing. They're going to partake in the exact same actions as well, because birds of a feather flock together. You're not really going to see too many people who are of the most gutter, you know, hood mentalities hanging out with like other type of black people, because nine times out of ten, people from the hood will consider other black people like, oh, you a square, you this, you that, all the other type of stuff, boring, da da da. So they're not really going to seek those people out. They're not going to really entertain those people, and vice versa. They're not really going to, in a sense, have conversations. You're not really going to see them in the exact same gatherings. You're not going to see them in the exact same social standards with other individuals. You're not. You're just not. It's like in a sense, like way back in the day when my mom used to tell me about, when they would throw parties, and this is dealing with like Detroit. And when it came to those parties, you would have people from the east side and people from the west side. And it's like when you got into that party, you could tell. And it will be a divide. You would know where people in a sense like stand, because people act, differently, and so on and so on and so on. So, like I said, I really don't know what the black community in a sense is going to do, but I can highly tell you, like, this is not it. And again, this is why I keep stating and reinstating over and over again, like a broken record, that yo, black women, y'all need to be talking to your daughters. Start talking to these young girls. Stop this madness. Have a conversation so that they are not, in a sense, enabled or pushed towards going at dudes of this caliber. Teach them to have some type of decorum, teach them to have some type of morals. A guy can't teach a girl that. Like I can't teach a little girl how to be a woman or anything like that, right? I can only, in a sense, teach the things that I've seen that are positive to an extent, because yet again, I'm not a woman. So it's like it's on y'all to literally, start getting these little girls when they're young. Stop running away from the aspect of like, yo, passing down knowledge and all this other type of stuff. Like, that's crazy. Like I said, I don't really understand how women do this, and you've already seen the blueprint of what some men have done. Whereas like some of the dudes out here, they don't want to go out here and talk to like the young dudes. They don't want to talk to like the young men, because or however it is that they feel, how it is that they were raised, or whatever it is, whatever excuse that some people got, they don't want to do it. And you see how that's working out. Like literally, men will give you the blueprints of different ways to sit up there and fail. We will learn from our failures, and we will turn that over. But the main thing is, if we're showing you what will take place if you don't do it, why would you then, as women, do the exact same thing that men have been out here doing? And y'all complain about the exact same thing, but y'all turn around and do it when it comes to these young women and these girls. It don't make sense. It literally doesn't make sense. You want to talk about people taking responsibility, but you want to absolve yourself of responsibility. That's crazy. So now, because you want to absolve yourself of responsibility, this is why you got the young women out here that when they see you, now they want to just sit up there and just go at you. Now they want to see how far they can press it. Now they just want to have an issue with you for no reason. And that's because y'all doing the same things that y'all complained about black men doing originally. Craziness. Complain about it and then turn around and do it. I've never seen this before in my life. Never in my life. Never in my life. Look at all the other cultures out there and look at how people are interacting with those young kids. And then look at the black community. You'll see a difference. You will see a difference. Like I said, it's certain things out here that black men have to fix. And there's specifically and especially certain things out here that only black women can fix.